Hello, it's Phillip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers, and I'm looking at a book from Hart Publishing, very much up to the standard of scholastic excellence which we expect from Hart. This is the book. It's called Human Rights at Work, and it's got a subtitle, Perspectives on Law and Regulation, and it's edited by Colin, Fenwick and Tonia, Novitz. The book obviously has a bit of blurb at the back, which you can see. It's about 600 odd pages long. There's a detailed statement at the beginning, the foreword, which is written by K.D. Ewing, who's well known to probably many of you. Then there are a list in the various parts of all the essays which make up this book. Then you've got a list of contributors, and as you can see in the book itself, you've got detailed footnotes, and at the end you've got a very useful index. Now this is part of the Onati International Series in Law and Society, which is mentioned on the back, and my wife Elizabeth and I have written a review of the book, which is on Flickr and all the main websites. As I say, it's a useful book, but it's a heavy book, and so therefore it's not something that one would sort of just read. You'd need to have quite a little bit of background information in your sort of knowledge base, if you like, before you start. The title we've given this review is A Global Perspective on Workers' Rights by a team of expert contributors, and what we say is this: are workers' rights fundamental human rights? And that's the question which the authors pose in the light of the current globalization of markets, many which of course have been badly affected by the credit crunch. And in straitened economic circumstances, the rights of workers, always fragile at the best of times, are too often placed in jeopardy. There's a quote: many states have sought to reduce labour standards and diminish the influence of trades unions as the advocates of such standards, say the authors. Then we sort of go on from there. This is, if we interpret it correctly, means that there are countries out there that do not respect workers' rights and would prefer a world without any trades unions in it at all, and will dream up any excuse, including adverse economic conditions, to deprive workers of any rights they may have succeeded in clinging on to. Of course, that is a perennial problem. As pointed out by the authors, one response to this threat to workers' rights is a renewed, increasingly prevalent emphasis on the principle that workers' rights are fundamental human rights, and we've obviously had this argument for some time. Whether or not this is an effective strategy or even appropriate is examined by the book's 21 contributors, all well-known academics from top universities worldwide, and all offering a formidable degree of expertise in their respective disciplines. It's written in the shadow of recession as it is, and we think this book offers a global perspective and a careful examination of workers' rights across a range of at least 5 continents, namely Africa, the Americas, Europe, Asia and the Pacific regions. There are chapters which explore regulatory alternatives to the traditional use of human rights law, and indeed a number of regulatory approaches are considered, which is the global bit, if you like. The perspective here is interesting because, as stated in the foreword, quote, a defensive human rights strategy is necessary to retain established rights from further erosion. So in conclusion, what we're saying is that if workers' rights, either UK-based or worldwide, are part of your work as a practitioner or advisor, or you have an interest personally or academically in such a diverse subject, this fascinating work of reference, with its carefully footnoted and the special annotations that they have, presents a timely and relevant contribution to the debate on both human rights in general and the rights of workers in particular, a debate which may well help to shape the future of trade union legislation, therefore the lot of workers worldwide. So we commend it to you, but it is a detailed work, so do beware. But once again, thank you to the editors, and thank you very much to Hart Publishing. Bye-bye.